Brother, stop making yourself a victim inside this situation in your marriage. Yeah, your wife might be doing all the things that you're pointing out, but here's the problem. By you being consumed by those things, hyper-focusing on those things, pointing out all those things, it's draining you of your energy, your vitality. It's emotionally taxing. It's overwhelming. It's stressing you out, and it's putting you in a position where you can't be the most optimal version of you. And here's the million-dollar question. If you want to scapegoat your wife and you want to make her the primary problem in your life, thinking that somehow eliminating her from your life is going to make your life better, here's my question. Are you leading her and leading yourself on a pathway to something healthy? Because it doesn't matter whether or not your wife's in your life. What matters is what you're going to do from this point. What matters is how you're going to rise above. What matters is the man that you choose to become from this position. Nothing else matters. Scapegoating your wife, hyper-focusing on what she's doing wrong, putting yourself in the position of being a victim only disempowers you. Stop blaming your wife. Stop blaming your wife. You chose to be in this relationship. You chose to be in it. This was the partner that you chose. So at the end of the day, who are you really mad at? You're mad at you. And even if this thing ended right now today, all the cycles of dysfunction, all the cycles of toxicity, what has it done? It's taken you to a place inside your life where you're not living above reproach. You're not living at a standard, right, that you should be living at as a man. I don't care who you are. When I was in dysfunctional, toxic relationships, it brought out the absolute worst in me. And I know it's bringing out the worst in you because you're a human being, and that's normal. What you're not recognizing is, even though you can bring out the worst in people, what makes you assume you can't bring out the best in them? See, the reason you haven't been able to throw in the towel is because you don't have a clear conscience. You know at the end of the day that you haven't put in all your effort. You know at the end of the day that you haven't really exhausted a real strategy. You know that at the end of the day, you've been going for these quick fixes, you've been blaming, you're allowing it to emotionally control you. It's bringing out the worst in you. You know at the end of the day that you can't walk away without feeling some semblance of guilt or some semblance of confusion, without real, true, total clarity, because you know that you haven't played every hand available. You know that you can't walk away because you know that you have not put forth all your energy and all your effort into becoming the best version of you. And that's what really at the end of the day, that's what eats away at our conscience, is that we know that we've left so much on the table. And you're the type of guy that you don't like leaving things on the table. You don't like unfinished business. You don't like loose ends. And regret can leave scars that never heal, especially when you know that you could have done something different, but you chose not to. And here's the reality. Whatever you're conscious of, see, the things that you're conscious of that you know are wrong, that you're aware of, that you're conscious of, but you're not changing, you're now choosing. If you're aware of it and you're not changing it, you're choosing it. So we have nobody to blame but ourselves. We have to take radical accountability and responsibility. If you keep blaming your wife, then you're putting the health, you're putting the future of your marriage in her hands, and you're completely absolving yourself of all your responsibility as a leader. And God called you to lead. He didn't call you to be meek. He didn't call you to be powerless. He didn't call you to blame your wife all day like a victim. He called you to take action. But see, that requires you to be around the right people, the right community, and be involved in the right process so that you can have some real accountability. Because sitting back and making yourself a victim and acting like you're powerless and changing any of this is only going to make your life worse. You're so much better than this, man. Rise up. You're more than a conqueror. So if you're more than a conqueror, maybe you need to look around at your life and ask yourself why you always have the mentality of being self-defeated.